Hold on, guys. I'm not used to doing this. I know. I turned off the mic. There we go. I did it. Nobody can ever say I'm not technologically adept. Buen dia. Ohio gozaimasu. Guten Morgen. What? Up one more? Oh. I need to have the... Ah. Fancy. Here I am. Hello. Hello. We'll rock here. Oh, okay. Do you want to just borrow the headphone? No. Okay, come on. Okay. I'm talking. I'm not so great at talking by myself, but I can give it a shot. It's morning. It's morning. I woke up at 8 after having a stress dream about work. I cannot wait until we're doing well enough with this that we don't have to do that anymore. But for now, a job is a job, and given the economy being what it is, I should just be. I am just happy that I have a steady income. My ball does not want to stay still. Pardon for all the futs and yawn. I haven't done this since I did about 3 streams on Twitch when I was playing sleepy cozy games and not talking to people. So I didn't have to worry about the setup then because I was just streaming my screen and playing easy stuff like Slime Rancher and not talking and letting people go to sleep. I did something to combat all that high octane shit, you know? But we're here. I will probably wait until at least somebody's here to start talking stars so I don't have to repeat myself 8 times. But I've got my little piece of art here. We gotta do it sideways because this is straight ways for me until the setup is better and we can have a webcam that does landscape. All is well. Did I sound okay? Great. The vampire curse. My mouth doesn't move, which I think is extremely funny. But the vampire curse, at least. And honestly, should his little mouth move? Literally set him shut. But anyway. So, Lady Lapine's in the background with me. You can either chit chat, good morning, hi. Chit chat on the screen or to me directly. You might hear both. I don't know. I know that sometimes when she's streaming, I'm doing both. You can never hear me since I'm the mic vampire, apparently. So. Anyway, this is a birthday present for a friend of mine who does D&D, and she actually DMs it, and you know it's hard to find a DM. So they were talking about this fairy that she has in the glass box, and he'd add box details. I figured first and foremost I could do the fairy and then paint the box around the fairy. Her birthday was a few weeks ago, but December was absolutely unhinged, so this did not get finished. Any fun full moon stories from last night? Chiron also went out of retrograde. And Aries. Oh look, it looks like I'm painting... Oh man, it looks like I'm painting upside down. Well, heck. At a jaunty angle, maybe. You know me and my jaunty angles. Retrograde in Aries on the 2nd, and theoretically, if you have prominent cardinal placements, so that's Aries, Leo, Cancer, and Aquarius, I think. This is the one group that I don't have anything in, that's how I remember, or at least anything in my big three in. So if you don't have, or if you have prominent placements in those, you should be feeling a little more secure, or at least that you've learned some things about yourself and how best to proceed taking care of yourself and accomplishing things and not being so insecure. And now is the time to integrate what you learned over that retrograde. I can't exactly remember when it started, but it was a few months ago. Right now, that means that Chiron is in his shadow period, so it's less about trying to push forward and more about just working on integrating what you've learned first. And I've learned recently that shadow period is basically just more or less the period where you're retracing your steps. It's not the new territory, it's where you've already been. And I thought that was really cool. But anyway, we do what we can. Now I'm not sure, because they talk about maybe, well, do they talk about shadow periods at first? Before they hit? No, it's just mostly gearing up. So I think of it, at least now, for the time being, I'm going to think about it as where you retrace your steps up, you take a few steps back, right? Which made shadow periods make a lot more sense to me, because I was like, why are they just standing in the shadow? Like, just get on with it, right? No, it's the retrace. Anyway, so even if you don't have the prominent cardinal placements, again, that's Aries, Cancer. Aries, Cancer? Yeah, Aries, Cancer, Leo, and Aquarius in order. You can still feel it. Chiron going out of retrograde in the area that is your area of your chart that Aries runs. So, for instance, for Reanimator, Aries is in their 11th house, which is like groups and folks that you know and community. Haha. Hey, son. Good morning. I am floundering, but we're doing our best. I've only done about a grand total of maybe 4 streams before this, and all I did was basically play quiet video games on Twitch to let people fall asleep. So this is new. I don't just talk to myself very much. I mean, I do, but like, I'm imagining something grandiose. But anyway. Ah, there you go, yeah. Cancer moon, you might feel something. With that full moon last night, how are you feeling? Because the full moon was in Cancer last night and it was a super moon. I don't know if you saw the thing on Discord about it. That should have been a big release, and I bet it would be extra big for such a prominent placement like that. Cancer moon, though, that's really sweet. That's in our home sign, so. A well-adjusted emotional background. You do seem fairly level-headed from the way we've talked, so. You forgot. That's fair. It's still on the Discord if you go back and read it about what it all does. It's basically just a big, like, emotional release. It could be either from the Cancer new moon that was back in June, I think the 25th. Anything that you might have set intentions for, then you might be seeing the effects of now, or just being that it was 3 days after the start of the new year. It could just also be letting go of the mess, the hot mess that was 2025. I mean, in the minimal interaction that I've had with you, yes, you do seem fairly level-headed. I could be mistaken. I don't know you too well yet, but we are looking to rectify that, so. I definitely see the Gemini rising with our goofy overlaps, but. Head over to the bot real quick. How do I, where am I going? Down at the swirlies, okay. Hamburger menu. Okay. Toggle this off. Okay. Okay, dokie. Oh yeah, that was part of why I picked that deck, was some of my art idols are folks like Yoshitaka Amano, who did like the initial Final Fantasy art, and Alphonse Musha, I think is his name. I never learned how to pronounce it, but the Art Nouveau fella. So this deck was my first one, and I got it just because it looked so much like the kind of art that I always really loved. Right, May's used it on stream before, but anyway, I really liked it for the Yoshitaka Amano vibes and what have you. Oh, haha. I'm a legless wonder. No wonder my rats have to explode so that I can catch them.
Hi, Doji.
Hey, Doji. We're working on art today, and I am slowly getting warmed up into the vibe of things. May is behind me typing from my account, Reanimator. And I have hijacked her Lady Lapine account. So if you see things from Reanimator, it's from her, not from me. I said it before anybody came in, this is an art piece that I started working on for a friend of mine whose birthday is tragically close to Christmas. So I wanted her to have something nice, but then we had family come over, and the New Year's hijinks, and all sorts of other busyness going on right around then, so it just did not get finished in time. Fortunately, this friend has the patience of a saint. I guess there's a couple people here now. So, when we're ready for me to start talking about stuff for this week's astrology, do let me know. We have some... It looks by and large pretty fine, but there also looks to be a little bit of mania happening here and there. To be careful of.
Yeah, in the good direction.
Mania in the good direction, but like, if you keep it in check, basically, right? Like, it can get carried away pretty easy. Oh, nope, that's my coffee. That's not where paint goes. What color do we think the fairy should be? Because I don't want to make her just a white person. Isn't that the truth, though? I do that even without any of this going on, without my nerves interacting. I was thinking I could make her orange, but I was worried that make her too peachy, but it would make sense with her hair, just if I was thinking it from a melanin perspective. But do fairies even have melanin? Like, does that even matter? Nah, she might look like a nuke, but her hair isn't green.
True.
Anyway, so if anybody has any thoughts on like skin tone, Miss May did, or Lady Lapine did just warn me that she could possibly look like a Oompa Loompa if she was orange. I just saw someone paint people orange recently in watercolor and it was lovely. Light purple, there's a thought. Blue, maybe. Not sure yet. And then for these, it's like a little mattress that are just, that's really tightly gathered. I saw this and I thought it was cute. Right here. And I'm wondering now if I should make each of the little cushions individually colored, or if that would just drive me absolutely insane. Orange towards red, maybe. Purple? Yeah, like a patchwork. It was a little patchwork cushion and I thought it was really cute. And now I'm looking at it going, that might make me crazy. I've got 2 votes for purple. And there's 3 of us here, so that might be where we go. I'm not quite brave enough to do it just yet, but it's good to know. Color theory. In this household? I know I need to finish her eyebrows. Or at least make an attempt. So this week is very conjunction and opposition heavy. You want to look where Capricorn is in your chart because that is most of where everything will be happening. Got some opposites too, which is making me wonder about the mania. Let's see. So color gut instinct. What I've really been wanting to do is like work on, you know, the pictures where the shading is like a completely different color, like not even tangentially related. I've really been wanting to work on that. I played around with it a little bit when I was doing a birthday present for somebody. And then I was working on, and I need to pick it back up, but I was working on like the wrinkles in fabric, and it was a white piece of fabric, and I was using like greens and oranges for shading. That was a lot of fun. But anyway, yeah, I've just been recently trying to get back into art for sharing instead of art exclusively for myself. I had a big phase of self-consciousness about it. And then I guess I hit my 30s and I stopped caring. Cringe is dead. So, yeah, right after I graduated college, I moved to an at least formally artsier city. And I was gonna try to do commissions and stuff. And I worked at it for what felt like months. And I got a grand total of 1 commission. Well, no, 2. But one of them was from a friend of mine, so it just fell flat. Unless they were post colors, it should work. Yeah, and I need to... I just need to kind of do it more often. It just looks really pretty to me. I keep seeing it. And Lady Lapine suggested to me, oh, well, if you make the colors grayscale and you just kind of shade it in with the random colors, then it should... I was like, honey, that's digital art. I don't do digital art anymore.
You could put out your colors paper. Turn them gray and then know which one. My eyes aren't good enough.
On the 7th, which I believe is Tuesday, we've got Venus conjunct Mars. Let me look at this, make sure I'm reading it in order. Yeah. Weird. Okay. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, I've got more notes still. Okay. That's too fast. So, yesterday was the full moon in Cancer. I mentioned that on Discord. It was a big super moon in her home sign, because the moon is the domain of, or Cancer is the domain of the moon. And the way that it works right now, where we are in the solar system, we are at one of the closer positions of the moon to the Earth, as well as the Earth to the sun in the orbit. I can't remember the names. It's perihelion and apogee? I'm not sure. But anyway, perihelion is when the moon is closest to the sun. Nope. The moon is closest to the Earth. There we go. Hello. Good morning again. As it gets, and then the apogee, or whichever it's called, where the Earth is as close to the sun, just kind of magnifies the intensity of everything. So with that full moon being in her home sign and super moon and it was really supercharged. There was a lot of potential for release. I do know all of this, I just don't say it out loud, right? I am mercurial, I am the written word. Some of them are orators, but it is not I. Chiron came out of retrograde in Aries on the 2nd. We talked about that. Prominent cardinal placements, the Cancer moon that Sin has, but everybody should be feeling relief in the Aries part of their chart, even if they don't have a big Aries part. I'll be an orator soon with practice. Also, to consider for past astrology, we have started a numerological number 1 year. And you can pick when you kind of want that to start officially. Some people are saying, oh, January 1st, it's time, but also, like, with the Chinese calendar, I don't think it starts until February, and then with the actual astrology chart, the start of the year is Aries, which is March into early April. Late March into early April. So, like, depending on when you start hitting your stride, I guess, basically. But right now, January has been a lot about, like, letting go and moving on basically from the mess that has been 2025, with it being a year 9, wrapping everything up, etc. So year 1 would be like fresh starts, take what you've learned, let go of what helped, or let go of what doesn't help, keep what does help, apply it, and start moving on. Get the ball rolling. We've got a lot of, for the year, we've got a lot of big collective planets, so like the outer planets. We've got a lot of the big collective planets going into fire or air signs. Uranus is going into Gemini. We've got Neptune and Saturn going into Aries. And these are for like long cycles. Pluto's in Aquarius and will be for the foreseeable future because he moves so slowly. So we're moving out of a period of heavy water and earth, which is like emotions and grounding and finding yourself through introspection and, you know, focusing on self-improvement. There was a big push for spirituality stuff, especially with the Neptune and Pisces the last 12 years, 14 years, however long it was. You know, like finding yourself through introspection, and now we are entering a period of go, go, go. So bear that in mind. You might be feeling a little more gung-ho about things than you have been. So with the full moon being released and with Chiron, that's kind of just, let's go. It's a year 1. We're ready. So this week, on Tuesday, we've got, so there's a stellium in Capricorn right now, and I can get my little phone out and show you. And a stellium is just when you have 3 or more major planets in a sign. I'll get my phone and I will show you where we're at right now. That might be helpful. Sure. Oh, it used to be this way. Okay. So you can see here, this is the current chart where everything is right now. If we go find Capricorn, he is here. So you can see we've got, you can see the little signs here, that's Mercury, that's Venus, and that's the Sun. Over here is Mars. All of these are in Capricorn right now. They're all stacked up on top of each other. I'm not sure why it's spaced, but if you can see this little number here, that's 15 degrees Capricorn, 14 degrees of Capricorn, 13 degrees of Capricorn. So they're all stacked up right on top of each other right now, basically forming a line. So that line this week, and then a couple of oppositions here with Jupiter and the Moon, are the big features for this week, I've noticed. So yes, it is a stellium conjunction. Later we'll start having Aquarius, but that is in the future. So we've got all of these conjunctions happening. Tuesday, Venus is going Cazimi in Capricorn at 16 degrees. So what that means is basically, if this is a line, we have Venus here, this is the Sun, and then she is going to be directly in front of the Sun. And so what that does is amplifies things. It can also burn things out. Like we can look at the Sun as a bit of a magnifying glass. So she goes Cazimi on Tuesday in Capricorn. There's still more of that theme of release. Changing is continuing. We take what helps and we leave the rest. Bear in mind that the Sun burns Venus out a little bit, so take care of your responsibilities first. You might be feeling a bit of an impulse to overspend, overindulge, since she is one of the benefic, more luxury-focused planets. That will last for a day or two. So it's going, with Capricorn, it's calling yourself inward. You ground down. Capricorn is Saturn ruled, so if we look at what Saturn is good at, we can say that if we lean into like a Saturn type review, use your discernment, use your judgment, You can make better decisions than if you just follow those impulsive spending or impulsive indulging drives that you might have. So, that is Tuesday. The day after, Venus is... Oh, you need to re-rig me? What's wrong with me?
Oh, your eyes.
Oh. My eyes are doing things, huh?
Yeah.
So, on the 7th, which I think is that Wednesday? Whichever. Venus is conjuncting Mars, because if you remember, they were all right up on top of each other, so instead of being right on top of the sun, she will be right on top of Mars. And so that is, as your resident non-binary person speaking, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I don't know, it's on brand. That feels right, yeah. It's the divine feminine and the divine masculine meeting, merging as one kind of thing, making something whole. I would like to find personally better words than divine feminine and divine masculine, but that's what I got to work with right now as far as my vocabulary goes. But basically it's merging together and like using all parts of ourselves to like come to conclusions, to identify what we need, to go get it. I wrote literally more gung-ho type vibes, so more go get 'em kind of energy, more let's go. Venus helps you identify what you want, Mars helps you identify how you want to get it, right? Mars is drive, action, ambition, and Venus ruling like luxury and abundance and the, you know, like creature comforts. With these two things going conjunct in Capricorn, you're going to possibly show your feelings more through actions and less through words. And, you know, woof. Anyway, so yeah, affection through actions and not words. You need to watch out for things like power plays. Because if we're all feeling this, I know what I want and I know what I want to do to get it, bear in mind that also affects potentially bad actors too, so you need to watch out for power plays with folks like people in authority or people just more ambitious for the worse. And just take care of not being too ruthless. That's a good word for it. Since it's in Capricorn, when you're making your plan to go get it, make sure you plan. Make sure it's realistic. This is part of where I'm getting that manic vibe for the week that I was telling you about. With the stellium and Capricorn being a lot of like ambitious planets going opposite the more like benefic and emotional planets. You've got the drive to do what you want. You've got the passion, you know what you want, you're going for it, but also you might be willing to go a little too far. Or you might bite off more than you can chew. Or you might promise things that you can't keep. So just take care to channel the Saturn aspect of Capricorn. And, you know, make sure that your plans are well thought out, well disciplined, restrained, maybe not so pie in the sky. Make sure that they're attainable. So we've got Friday, we've got Mars and Sun doing the same thing that Venus and Sun did, where they just kind of go right on top of each other, and that amplifies the Martian energy. The planet, not the aliens. Although if you want the aliens, like, be my guest. This puts Mars in combust, Mars Kazumi, whichever. But it's that over-amplification of the Martian qualities, so the drive, the ambition, the power lust, the striving for the goals, the what have yous. It's going to put a spotlight on those ambitions, but it's also going to put a spotlight on the obligations. But since it is combust, it's like when you put something in something for too long and it gets too hot and it just explodes, right? So with everything, you'll be feeling it, but also it might be too much and you might actually be tired. You know, you might struggle to release all of the energy that you have, or you might have so much energy that it exhausts you. I do that sometimes. It might also show itself in ways like feeling undervalued, like you're working so hard, you're not seeing, you know, like the credit that you think you deserve. People might not be seeing you the way that you think you ought to be being seen. But Mars is exalted in Capricorn. It's not his home, but he is exalted, so he does well in Capricorn. So it might be a little bit frustrating, but with a little bit of patience and some strategy, that should be pretty manageable. The sun moves pretty quickly, so this transit's pretty quick. It might take a day or two. You might feel it on either side of the day specifically. But the sun, you know, the signs change, sun signs change every month, so it's only going to be for a day or two. On Friday as well, we've got Venus opposite Jupiter, which is more that mania vibe that I was feeling. So these are the two benefic planets being exactly opposite each other on the chart. And when they're opposites of each other, they kind of like, it's a little bit of a tug of war. Now these are two benefic planets, so like when they're opposed, they're not really doing anything intentionally bad, but you might feel that really strong urge to like overindulge or overspend or, you know, give too much of yourself to people. So just remember Friday, if you're getting any of that impulse, stay kind of grounded, like just step back when you feel that impulse and like analyze it. Sometimes it could be for the good, you know, like not everything, like it's stars, you know, nothing is inherently good, nothing is inherently bad, but sometimes it might be to your detriment. On Saturday, because we've still got those opposites playing again, the Mars and Sun conjunct, where they were right on top of each other, plays and goes opposite to Jupiter. So what that means, since Jupiter expands, it makes everything bigger, it's abundant, it grows things. That confidence that you've been having from the Mars and the Sun thing might turn into overconfidence. So slow down, be careful to avoid making promises you can't keep. Don't bite off more than you could chew. You might say, yeah, I've got this, and then go, oh my gosh. Yeah, I do talk with my hands. Stretch goal can be freaking use some hands, absolutely impossible. Well, once I get done with talking about astrology, I can start painting again and then just like answering questions. I figured I'd go through the week and then, you know, like people can ask me questions a little bit at a time or just talk to me and then I don't have to look up so much. Anyway, Saturday, but it is Saturn's day. Saturday, we've got that conjunction and the opposition. Confidence becomes overconfidence, slow down, and then watch out especially for impulsivity and impatience, especially with authority, which is why I am glad it is not a work day. My animator's been having a lot of trouble with work lately, so fortunately I won't be there on this day. Last note for the days individually, Sunday Venus squares Chiron. Now Chiron is out of retrograde again, Venus is not in retrograde, so that helps things a little bit, but you might be feeling, again, a little more undervalued, you might be feeling a little sensitive, which right after that Mars conjunct Sun opposite Pluto might be part of the biting off more than you can chew and realizing, or it could just be playing off of that, second guessing yourself kind of thing. But since Chiron just came out of retrograde, you should have had some recent like revelations, I guess, regarding what you need to like heal. And you should take the time to work on like rebuilding your inner value, integrating lessons that you've learned from the retrograde, taking care of yourself, and, you know, still working towards goals, but in ways that you know are more guaranteed to work for you rather than experimental, because right now you might be feeling a little bit soft. So the stars suggest that individuals might be feeling manic. And all of these, with Capricorn, you'll want to know where that is in your chart so you can see what the planets are doing to that specific house. For instance, Reanimator's Capricorn is their 8th house, which is like intimacy and shared resources and such. So I thought that this was actually kind of a good time to soft launch this with me having my coffee time, since at least at the beginning of the week it's going to be fairly decent for collaborative efforts for me, I suppose. So see where Capricorn is on your charts, and it's your 8th house too, since you're also a Gemini rising. But also just be aware that there's a bit of a push and pull this week. But the sky is a roadmap, and they, you know, if you know what's happening, it helps you better prepare for it and give you the tools to handle it. And when you feel like you are possibly striving too hard or overgiving or something, you can step back and go, oh right, this is supposed to happen, and I know what I need to do about it. So that is by and large this week. And now I can paint. And I do talk with my hands. Sorry about that. It says Gemini rising, what can I say? Yeah, so that's where we're at. Any thoughts? Happy to help. All the fans of Gemini rising so far? Maya was a maybe. She was having trouble figuring out where her house structure was. But I like my troublesome tag team. It's fun to be a menace. See, Doji gets it. So that's what I've got so far. If anybody wants any help with finding what is on their chart, if they don't already know, I've got some sites they can use. And happy to help translate it. I'm not quite comfortable enough to do like full private readings yet, but I can at least get a gist. I don't think I'm too far off from full readings, but I haven't done it before, so it's scary. Oh, and this one is where I have the... Yeah, this is where I did the... so that y'all can see. We lack confidence in this house. We are learning confidence in this house. I prefer to look at it. But yeah, this is the Olin painting that I did. That is my icon picture in the Discord. Yeah. Yes, there you go. I don't know if I've got anything else in this. It's a very small little book. Oh, this is the one that has this that I did on the Halloween live stream. Oh. I'm working in opposites. Entirely opposites. There we go. Thank you. The Van Gogh influence was an accident. I looked down and went, oh, that looks like a Van Gogh, I guess. And then I just decided to lean into it. know if you can see, but how's that like a purpley thing? Just for like the base shading. Well, by then you've already got like an idea of what happened and it's not according to plan, and then you just kind of have to wing it, right? That wasn't what I meant to do, but I guess it's working. I can make this work. Anyway, what's going on this week? Everybody got anything good? Okay. Cool. Well, we'll stick with it. I just didn't want her to be white. I know this week Lady Lapine and I have got to go pick up our medicines from the pharmacy. We've been putting that off entirely too long, but in our defense we have had our hands extremely full. Twitch is starting this week. Oh yeah, Lady Lapine got the DLC for the Cult of the Lamb. I know that she's very excited to play it. I remember we were talking about making it a 2-player at some point the next time she started a game from scratch, but I don't know if she wants to do it for that one or if she wants to solo dolo it, which either way is fine. I was just thinking about that last night. Didn't even see what hours she had posted for the stream, so I might be working. Don't know. I mean, with my social life this week, which is something. Well, I hope it is something good. I think that it should be based off of the star roadmap, but now is it reconvening for the first time in a long time or just since the holidays? We've had a lot of that going on too. Excuse me. But oh, I haven't seen you since last year. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. But I gotta admit, I kind of love that joke actually, even if it is worn out. Yeah, I start work back after 2 weeks off. And work has been chaos lately, so I am having stress dreams about it, I will be honest. Just because there are so many unknowns at present right now with all the changes happening. Yeah, I feel that. Yes. I haven't since showered since the last year is my favorite. That's a good one. I saw this one thing going around on Instagram that was like 2 or 3 days before the holidays, and it was this guy just making a post that was like, not to brag, but I have enough money to not work for the rest of the year. And he was like being really flashy about it and stuff because it was, you know, December 29th basically. So I got to crack that joke at Lady Lapine, and she did roll her eyes at me. But it was worth it. It was worth it. I mean, you can, but you might get some funny looks about it, son. Like, if it's the truth, it's the truth, but also Yeah, my Europeans, the coffee time doesn't quite work. Unless I guess we're looking at it like a midday coffee kind of thing. Tea break, yeah. Marianda. Do you do much with close tea time? Mm-hmm. Do you do much with cafes and such, Doji? I know that Lady Lapine is very excited about them down here since they're so much more popular than they ever were in the US. Like, we have coffee shops and stuff, right? But it's not nearly the kind of culture that they have down here about it. 2:53. Alright, so you are an hour behind Doji. I guess that makes sense geographically. How's your day been going? How's your weekend? I mean, we can talk about the holidays too if you want, but you might be tired about talking about them, I don't know. Akawa Shoujo? No, I don't know that one. I also hold my sewing pins in my mouth a lot, and that runs Lady Lapine insane.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
There's a reason for it historically if you wanted to get in some Lady Lapine lore. We were also watching one of the Game Grumps Let's Plays last night, and they were getting into something, and it was extremely me and her vibes since fast tired. Oh yeah, they have there's a drink down here that they drink called mate, M-A-T-E, and that, if I get the really caffeinated kinds, makes me fast tired. Like, I don't feel anything else except exhaustion, so I don't have to go like completely decaf on it, but I can't do the heavy duty strength, you know, extra caffeinated stuff that, you know, the manly men drink down here. But that one kind of got ruined for me anyway, since I gave it to my family while they were down here. Because we went to a grill, like a cookout that our friend hosted for us. It was her and her family and the neighbors. And they were really nice, and they hosted this grill, and her mom had made mate, and it's a communal thing down here. And she offered to share it with them, and she has like one of these like more herby flavored kind of things. And it's really good. It tastes a little bit like a tea, and yeah, so they liked it. They tried the one that her mom had made, and they liked it. So the next day I got up and I went up to their Airbnb and I made them some with the heavy duty manly guy stuff, because I know that they can handle their caffeine too, because ADHD runs in the family, and so too with it comes, you know, like the caffeine weird reactions or no reaction at all. And my mom tried it and she says, oh, it tastes like boiled green water. Like when you boil your greens, the water that you get around it, that you drain out before you eat the greens. And so I can't untaste it, and now I have to go find one of those herby flavored ones that don't taste like turnip green water, because that's all I will taste now if I try the super manly mankind. So that'll be fun. I have a couple of brands. Our friend brought us one of the herby ones, and I liked that one, I remember. That is just tea. It is just tea. It is some kind of tea. I don't know with what leaves, but it definitely tastes like it definitely tastes like a green tea. Kind of like a neighbor to green tea. The herbier one that her mom had tastes a little more like a black tea. I have to do more looking into about what it is, but it's like way more caffeinated than most teas or coffees and such, as a general rule. And these people, you know, just drink it like it's water, basically. They walk around carrying their little, it's like a caddy that has a hot water thing and a spot for their mate cup. It's just green tea, but you never strain it. The straw has a strainer, yeah. It's a lot of fun, but now I can't have the regular kind. I'm gonna have to have the kind with herbs because it just tastes like vegetables to me. So I tried it at first and I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like grass and green tea and, you know, things like that. And I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. And then Mom just ruined it. But it's alright. If I weren't trying so hard to like it as like a new skill, I think I would have found that extremely funny. Like, what does that say about me as a culture that, I don't know. There's been a lot of like, almost dipped it in coffee again. There's been a lot of like really funny overlap between where I'm from in the US and the culture down here. Like to the point that our local friend has noticed. So it's just funny that we have something that has a comparable flavor profile, even if it is not used in the same way. I mean, it's caffeine itself is a bepis, but coffee is a no-go. Yes, it does. Do you like decaf and stuff? Or do you just nix coffee altogether? I don't know where I get my energy from. I do always seem to be in a severe shortage of it, though. I know that with the attention deficit, I don't get caffeine highs. And I also like grew up on caffeine and stuff too, so I assume my tolerance is way, way high. I don't notice if I go without it, because to me it's just the warm drink that I have in the morning, basically. It could be coffee, it could be cocoa, it could be tea. I'm pretty indiscriminate, but I did have one caffeine high in, I guess, the last 10 years. I was working at a bakery, and I had just switched up some of my medicine, and I was still adjusting to the medicine, and then I had a coffee on top of that because I'd never had a caffeine high in before in my life. So I just didn't even consider it, and then I was suddenly just wrapping up stuff that were like leftovers for the next day and wondering why I wanted to crush rocks, run a marathon, go swimming, take a nap, and cry all at once. And then I remembered that that was how Miss May had described caffeine highs. And so I had to go to the front desk, and not the front desk, but the counter, and I told my friend what was going on, and she was a peach and just helped me wrap up for the rest of the day. So I could leave a little bit early, but it was insane. And if that is what people feel like when they drink coffee, they should not drink coffee. I hate it. But I grew up with my grandmother's like crippling caffeine addiction. And she drank her coffee black. So I'd get a little, when she had her first coffee, I'd get a little black coffee in a little blue plastic cup with a piece of ice because it was still too hot for me at the time. Lynn can't have breakfast either. Yeah. I'll do the drinks in the morning. Just as like warm drink TM. But I don't do breakfast. Or if I do breakfast, like if I'm seeing family or something and they're like, let's go get breakfast, I will go get breakfast with them, but if I eat it and then they expect me to eat lunch too, hang it up, I will get sick. But as a general rule, no, I also don't eat breakfast. Which is a funny little dichotomy because Lady Lapine has to have breakfast. Or she will shrivel away and I will lose her forever. But since I don't eat breakfast, I don't generally cook it unless it's like a holiday or something. Or if it's a lazy Sunday and we're doing like a brunch time thing. But then I feel weird for eating breakfast food that late because I prefer like lunch and dinner-y kind of meals as opposed to breakfast, or at least the stereotypical United States ones. So I feel like I've wasted that meal slot for the day a lot of the time on carbs that I didn't want to eat instead of, you know, rice and the carbs I did want to eat. But I will shrivel and pass away. Yeah, I usually do like a small lunch and a coffee and a big dinner. That's like, dinner is where the bulk of my calories come from, I think. I hope we're still feeling good about purple, because boy howdy, I sure cannot go back on this. Like, I can lighten it up and stuff, but it's not a vibe in the morning. Maybe I'm just European. Lady Lifeline, have you thought about that? Maybe I'm just European at this rate. At least Eastern European. That on the one family tree side that I can follow, it's by and large British, but you know, I don't know about all the others where I can only go back a couple generations. Who knows? We welcome you to the Balkans. Thank you. I grew up in the US being told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day and you have to have a balanced breakfast or you're gonna die. And it's like, what if breakfast makes me feel worse than no breakfast? I just need them to say, well, you're in luck. That's the crippling depression. I at least have very tired eyes, per what everybody says. What is it that I described myself as? There was a stretch where I was just juggling a whole lot and not doing great, and I looked in the mirror and I went, I sure do wear exhaustion well. So. I do miss from the US. We had a big beanpole Pinterest man. Like, God, I wish I was a beanpole Pinterest man. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna move my coffee and I'm gonna put my water here and then I can't mess it up anymore. I'm out of coffee anyway. I made it foolproof. Now watch me reach all the way over that extra distance to try to get into the coffee cup again. It will absolutely happen. I think what I might end up doing is, since I'm not left-handed, is I'll put my coffee over on this side instead of over here. But that's for future me. It is too late now. I have already consumed my coffee. What time is it? Maybe you will drink your water? Yes. Yes. What was it? We went to a Mexican restaurant and they had salsa on the table like they usually do, and I proceeded to dip my tortilla chip in the soda instead of the salsa once. That was an experience. Do you want a coffee or water? I want a paint water. Oh, that's the pillow, that's not your skin. Oh well. Reflection, right? That's how you become one with your art. I want to do more art. I have to manifest more art. I drink the paint water. So what did you do on the Cancer full moon, Lynn? Ah, well, you see. I manifested. That's how you recycle the creativity, right? You never lose it. All the creativity gets into the paint water, so you just drink it, start over. And then one of those things we were watching yesterday, they were talking about how someone was saying, never do drugs, do this, do that, and someone was like, if you say that, then you have to throw away all of your music and all of your art and all of that. I was like, man, I need to get more wild. Is that where the creativity comes from? Have I been doing it wrong this whole time? Yes, consume your paint water. Don't worry about what the paint contains. Especially the kind with lead in it, right? Paint water has not been lab tested. Yeah, that's true. Impossible to know, really. You might get an extra pack of, I don't know, calcium? There's bound to be minerals in here, right? Some vitamin. Well, it certainly wasn't with mercury, so we can try something else. Let's try paint water. I did know that I just wanted her dress to be a little simple cream, like, slip thing, so that one's easy. I guess it complements the purple really well, so. When I was little, my favorite colors were purple and yellow. the first like bedroom that I had any real say in. It was half purple, half yellow, and Powerpuff Girl themed. Microplastics. If microplastics are so good for me, can't I just do macroplastics and like speedrun it? The cat likes to eat macroplastics. Also Fruit Loops. That's been a weird thing lately. He's not usually very food motivated, but the boy has locked on to Fruit Loops. And I mean, at least down here, they're made with sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup. I don't know how much more beneficial, like if the beneficiality is comparable to that as it is to humans, but like I feel a little bit better about it at least. But Lady Lapine and I went on this rabbit hole of like, can I feed my cat Fruit Loops? And the Google search result did in fact answer it, but it did sound like they were like talking about feeding the cat entire meals consisting of Fruit Loops. And I was like, no, I just mean like one or two, dude. I don't need... like all the flags I'm keeping. I like red for wearing. I like black for wearing. I am just a silly little goth at heart. I want to grow up to be a beautiful Victorian-style vampire a la Anne Rice. But my favorite color to look at, and I don't act on it much, but my favorite color to look at is like that really dark teal. I've been seeing it more and more on cars recently. It's been nice. But I like the darker, like, oceany colors for observation. Octopus house. So that's the color that what we've named that shade specifically, that dark shade. And then when you see the more trendy, lighter shades of teal that are really popular now, we call that the octopus balcony. It's like you're looking out at the sky, but you're looking out at the ocean instead. Red is a solid choice for a favorite color. It means courage and bravery and stuff, right? Great Bruce Children's Hospital, exactly. Teal is very nice to look at. I like it when it's paired with gold, since it's so often paired with silver. It looks very Art Deco to me when it's paired with gold, though. But I am biased towards gold as a general rule, anyway. Ah, you made it! Hello! Crimson Glory. You know, I can get behind it. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we got our nails done the other day. So I did, ooh, that's a crystal ball. So I did black and gold. So I'm a little bit silvered out, but I know Steph's a big fan of silver, so we can't talk too bad about it while she's here. Big strip. And Reanimator stuff for context is Lady Lapine, because I have hijacked her account, so she has to hijack mine so that she can help me out. Astrology for this week was the high level. Slam that like button. I understand if they don't this time. Maybe next time we can be harder about it. That's it. Oh, the high-level astrology overview for you today stuff is that this week feels a little bit manic, parentheses positive, but just be careful not to bite off more than you can chew. And this is a piece that I've been working on, but got very distracted with lifing for a friend of ours who DMs Dungeons and Dragons game. This was a little fairy kept in a glass box, and she's asleep. And you can see I've got the outline for the box here, but I haven't worked on it yet. Green is great, yeah. Anything between blue and green. Yep, see? Sin gets it. Sin always gets me. But I either want like a mossy, earthy green, or that I want it to start going teal. I'm not super keen on just like the like emeraldy greens. Like they're fine, but it's not my favorite. I was gonna say something. I don't know. Yep, it's gone. It went with my coffee. It's gone. Oh, no, I'm good. I don't need another coffee. I might need a standard drink at some point here soon, but I'm okay without a coffee. That's too much warm drink in the morning, you get it. Surely you understand. Oh, there she goes. A saint, really. Yeah, so manic kind of week ahead of us. It could be good for productivity, just keep yourself in check. And don't butt heads with authority. But that's more for this upcoming weekend. Need coffee. I already had my coffee. And then I kept trying to dip my paint water in it, and that just kept being a problem. So, I mean, at least it's watercolors. I think it's at least a little less on the microplastic than like acrylic and such, but I don't really know the composition of acrylic or watercolor paint. So. Yay, thank you, dear. Oh, I made tea last night. Heck yeah. I forgot. I did bake it too sweet. Oh well. So the family was over. We needed a little pitcher for my brother's beverages, and I got to keep the pitcher at the end. And it was the perfect size to get me some nice sweet tea in nice batches that aren't an entire gallon that I cannot drink by myself. That's always been the problem with living by myself. And like, I like living. Just me and Lady Lapine, but cooking for two took a little while to get used to. And with drinks like sweet tea or stuff that needs to be made in advance, I just kind of stopped making it because I never I never know how much is too much. And when I made like the full gallon size for the both of us, they would go bad because it just took too long to drink it. I drink other things too. But anyway. Anything to be looking forward to soon? Well, what are our New Year's resolutions? Do we have any? I know that I usually wait until Lent. Just because any resolutions I make that other people do, at least they've stopped trying by then, so whatever I'm doing is oh, move my canvas just a little bit, okay. Whatever I'm doing is a little less crowded than it would be if I started in early January. But I guess doing a stream is a pretty solid little attempt. So this is where we're at. Let me see if I can turn it to where it's the right ways for you. Haha, no. Impossible. There we go. This is where we're at. When we get a webcam for this part of the thing, we can make it landscape. But for now you get sideways portrait, and she's just on a pogo stick or something. I really want to think of like one of those fun resolutions though, because like someone was talking about, there's like a really famous text post where she's like, people never realize that resolutions can be fun. And so one year that person who wrote it said that one of her goals was just like eating every fruit that she came across if she hadn't tried it before. And then another she called Pasta Quest, where she just tried to eat as many different types of pasta as possible. And that always sounded like fun. Hard to come up with fun ones. Yeah, I mean, like I could say like I want to travel more. That's a pretty solid option, right? But because we spent all last year in the same city more or less because we were just trying to get used to it and acclimate and stuff, which is all good, well and dandy, but I do have that wanderlust to deal with. I'm hoping I get to go to Europe this year. I'm fairly well traveled, but Pasta Quest does sound good, doesn't it? I'm fairly well traveled, but I've never gotten to go to Europe, and I always joked and said that's because the powers that be would know that I would never leave. The stuff you missed at the Eastern Europeans and the chat have since claimed me since we've started this. It's hot, and that's cold. It's hot, it's cold. It was really, really hot on the 30th and the 31st. And then New Year's rolled in and we've had a cold snap. But it's a strange one. It's like that in between, I need a jacket, I don't need a jacket, I need a jacket, I don't need a jacket. It's wearing me out. Yeah, it was quite warm, but the heat waves down here just don't really last. They tend to get broken up pretty well, so that's nice at least. What's the question mark about? Oh, the Eastern Europeans claiming me? Oh, neither Sin nor Doji eat breakfast. And I don't eat breakfast either. So I said maybe I'm just European, secretly. And they're both from Eastern Europe. So. Yikes, that's cold for Florida. We went down from the hottest day was New Year's Eve, so it was the 31st, and it got up to, I think, 37 Celsius, which I think is like right on the nose at 100. And so it's very strange to go from that to, I don't know what it is right now, let me see. Gone from that down to today. Yesterday was the coldest. I think the high was only 20, which is like 68. And right now it is 19 with a high of 21, so that's like right around 70 Fahrenheit. Oh man, I'm sorry. Can you start them over? Or is it too late in the game? I remember you talking about being worried about that. Not until official spring. That's not too far off. Well, I guess it kinda is. So here's a fun little thinker that I've had to deal with since I've moved down to the southern hemisphere. So it's summer down here, right? And that's all good, well and fine, but I see like the fashion lineups, and I haven't figured it out yet if like, so like take, I don't know, H&M or something, how they have like their winter time and their summertime kind of fashion lineup and stuff like that. When we got here last year, it was already summer, so then it felt like I was ahead of the like northern hemisphere fashion curve, like they were like rolling out stuff early, but then winter hit and it was summer up north and it felt like I was behind. Does that make sense? So like I've been trying to figure out if like the fashion trends are 2 seasons ahead or 2 seasons behind, like as far as clothing and such goes. Now you don't mind a little bit of snow stuff, but the cucumbers would have, if they might have just frost. Both at the same time, 2 seasons ahead, yeah. I mean, time is a suggestion anyway, right? Social construct and all. So, it's just by and large, I haven't had too much trouble adjusting, right? But there's just a few things that trick me up. So like my birthday's in September, so that's like the very tail end of summer or early fall, depending. But there's a very distinct smell that comes with it. And I had that smell down here in March, and I went, my birthday's coming up, and then just wait a minute. So then, my birthday was at the very start of spring this year. Like the 2 cherry trees I know of were just starting to bloom, kind of early spring. But see, then stuff you have to realize though that like official winter doesn't start until Christmas, so then you have, 2 2 or 3 more months of snow if you're in a snowy place. That's part of my issue with the big holidays being in winter. Is like, cool, you get me hyped up, and then there's just this slog of nothingness to look forward to, and I'm just cold and miserable. Oh, Lady Lapine's coming back from her Fruit Loop break. Yeah, well, it smelled like before your birthday. It was more like one of our March babies' birthday kind of smell. Which was fine, except it was September, and I was like, wait a minute, what? Or like the end of August. I was like, this is not the correct smell yet. But Lady Lapine was a little unsure of how to take Christmas in summer, but we did seem to both very much enjoy New Year's in summer. I was a little bit excited for Christmas in summer because at least my seasonal affective disorder was not in play. Currently, I am stressed about other things, but at least it wasn't just the winter blues. Yeah, more or less Lottie's birthday. Well, you gotta bear in mind, though, that Lady Lapine likes Christmas just as a general rule anyway, so there's a certain adjustment period I'm sure it takes. Versus me just basically being the Grinch. I kept waiting for the ghosts of Christmas to come visit me up north. I mean, maybe it would be better if I was from somewhere that actually knew what to do in winter, instead of just sitting there looking at each other while there's an ice storm and we can't do anything. But yeah, hanging out on the beach on New Year's Eve was really fun. We got there at about 10:30 at night, and there weren't too many people yet, but I could tell that we were doing the right thing at least. Like, it wasn't so early that I was like, where is everybody? And then by about 11:30, the beach was packed. Once it got packed, people just kind of started like lighting up their sparklers and, you know, a couple of like little firework fountains. It was very much our like my childhood of the big backyard and at-home fireworks kind of thing. A lot of fun. No like official countdown, since there wasn't anything like government sponsored. It was just people having fun on the beach. But you could still tell when it was midnight because everybody just went woo. But like no official countdown, so that was silly. But I really liked that, and then there were a bunch of kids that were like in their swimsuits and stuff, and they just immediately jumped in the water at midnight, and that seemed like a good idea, but I brought my beach chair and I didn't want to lose it. I don't think anybody would have stolen it, but Weeb Summer Festival vibes, yeah. Lady Lapine went and walked in the water, and for a while she was going so far out I thought I might lose her to the waves. In the spirit of the ocean or something. Summoning her a little too hard. It felt nice to be brave. We've got a lot of big shifts happening this year in the stars too, so if y'all have any questions about that, let me know. Just the year as a whole. Or I can keep talking about summer, Christmas and stuff, that's fine too. But I am open to continue talking about astrology and such. 2026 is going to be fantastic, personally. As long as we play the cards right, yeah, they should be. Between Lady Lapine's Scorpio rising and my Gemini rising. What color are we feeling for this pillow? So I can just paint this part right here and just kind of forget about it. This big pillow that she's resting her head on. Year of the Horse, yep, that's happening in February. We are leaving a year of the snake, and everybody on my pop astrology stuff was talking about it being like, oh, you're shedding your skin because it's a year 9, and then year of the horse is get up and go. It's time to run. So that's part of playing into that numerology and such too. And then with all of the big outer planets going into like very go get 'em Aries or Gemini or something like that. Depending on which planet we're talking about. It's a very off to the races kind of vibe, at least once all of the, once all of those planets get to where they're getting. I know that Neptune at, I know that Neptune at 29 degrees is killing me. But, because it's in my 10th house of career, and ever since he has come out of retrograde, it has just been a mess.
Head over to VTube Studio for me.
And we head over to VTube Studio for which one is that?
Yep.
Huh?
Oh,
Ooh, buttons.
adding.
Hang on for a second, we're tinkering with something. Wind strength. Tell you what, we had a windstorm the other day.
Oh. I thought I had headpat set up for you, but it's gone. So, 1 second. Manually give you that. When you feel like taking it off, you can take it off.
Is it going to stop?
No.
How do I do that?
Click on it, drag it to the corner.
Click on it and drag it to
Other
the
corner.
other corner.
Other corner. Other corner. There you go.
Ah. Well, you got your little head pat. I have to manually do it right now. Well, Lady Lapine had to do it because I don't know what I'm doing. I will learn, but it'll take a while. She was going through everything with me already today, and I could feel my brain doing the I will not learn this intentionally kind of thing, so I'm gonna have to go a little bit slow on it. Yeah, apparently my eyes are doing things. Sen said it was on brand. But yeah, it's pretty well off to the races for a lot of the rising signs, honestly. Aries is both off to the races and get wrecked, basically. But for the mutable signs especially, there's a lot of things getting off of our backs, basically. Neptune and Saturn in particular. Very excited for things to get off of my back, but... Did we decide a color for this pillow so that I can paint it and not keep painting it purple with the shade on accident? Any input? Any thoughts? Well, this one's already burgundy. Yellow.
Yellow.
Orange.
Yellow with
Right. There's so much green in this yellow. I'll just clean that up. Green? Maybe, but this pillow is already green. Chartreuse? Also green. This is still green. A lighter shade would do. And we'll start with a yellow, since yellow can be a good base for a lot of different colors, and we'll see how we feel about it. Like if I could make it a nice gold or something, maybe. Something sleeping on a golden pillow. That sounds pretty posh, right? And apparently she's up to something, or she's asleep for some reason. They're keeping her alive for some reason, but it was not revealed to me, and I am not in that D&D group, so... I don't even think the players know just yet, though. Ah, okay. It is green. Now, are you completely colorblind to them, or are you... Can you see some variants? And I can hold it up closer to the camera, if that might help. Ah, yeah. Shrimp color. No, Doji has the anti-shrimp colors. And even, I imagine that even if you were like red and green colorblind completely, you can tell which one is lit up versus which one isn't, right? And it's always, or at least in my experience, it's always the red light is on top. I've been wrong before, but... Her eyes let everything be chameleons. How do you still talk to Angela, Steph? Heck yeah, unexpected 20. Been on for 2 hours. I am dismissed if it so pleases me. Very quiet today, but I'm kind of glad for it since it was my first. I have to learn how to orate, talk to people better, talk to the air better. I'm glad it was just the core group. Oh yeah, those types of things happen, of course. Change my class to Bard, it will be easy. Yeah. I have to be careful with that though, I might try and take a stab at like stand-up comedy or something, because the Bards get a little bit reckless, right? And I know where the stand-up comedy lounge is here, but I also don't speak Spanish well enough for it yet. Also just kind of sounds like a bad idea. Isn't there like a... Is there like a, House of Oration, though, in Bard? Like a subclass where you're basically just like a Roman senator? I feel like that's a thing. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's supposed to be a little bit gold. But it might take a few layers to get there. Like futzing with the colors and stuff to get it where I want. And I might try to make it a little bit reflective and kind of bounce her hair color off a little bit. I don't know how gumptious I'm feeling about that yet, though. Nope. This is very hard. That, okay, I need to go this. That's the... I mean, yeah, I know the Bard, but like... Shakespeare was also very funny. And I mean, I can crack a joke sometimes, but not like consistently like that. Turn my astrology readings into comedy routines. I mean, that's certainly not been done before. I'll turn Little Lynn into a clown, like a straight up clown. Just like the way that I am. And... like, there's one guy that I follow that tries to be funny, but he's... College of Lore, yeah, something like that. But yeah, there's one guy that I keep up with that tries to be a little bit... College of Satire, I might could do that one. I might could do that one. I know that... Anyway, yeah, there's an astrology guy that I follow that tries to be a little bit cheeky about it, but it's just a little bit high octane for me, and I'm a goofball, but I'm not a high octane goofball, if that makes sense. Like, there are a few people in my life that can pull me out of my shell for that kind of stuff, but not for very long. Oh. Ah, I have to fix an alarm on Instagram. Go to the College of Yakety Sax. That's more slapstick than storytelling, though. I like how our nightgown's turning out. I'm not sure about the rest of it, but the nightgown's fine. So do you think her wings would be like pink like her hair? Like, how do we think wings work in fairies? Like, are they the like if I'm a redhead, then all of all of my hair tends to be red, right? Do we think that wings are like an extension of that? If she's got pink hair, do we think... Oh, thank you. We've got pink hair, do you think we got pink wings too? Like, do we think it's just a constant, or does it just not matter? Let's talk about the DNA structures of fairies. Yeah, party hard. After we party hard, we'll talk about the DNA structure of fairies. You can't tell, but I'm dancing. There we go. Now you can tell a little bit that I'm dancing. Are wings melanin? That's what I was... More like a membrane that conducts magic through it. Yeah. What if wings were like color changing per your mood, like those mood rings? Body temperature. Less are wings melanin and more do wings have melanin, right? That's fair. Well, you could stretch it a little bit and say that maybe your wings would be gold. Right? Rainbowy. Well, it's hard to articulate in a painting though. Moths and butterfly wings aren't melanin but reflectors, but that's in the weeds. I mean, it's the kind of weeds that I'm trying to get into right now, right? And for a brunette, maybe it wouldn't be gold, and maybe that would be kind of livid making, because I'm thinking as a redhead I would have gold wings, right? So whatever, like maybe if it's a warm brown, you'd still have gold wings, but if it was a cooler brown... green? Like a mossy green? I don't know. Man, but if you had like just straight up jet black hair though, you'd get goth wings. That'd be so cool. Raven and crow wings. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Got the raven boyfriend that eats macroplastics or whatever the heck that meme was. A fairy with crow aesthetics would go hard. Yeah, if it was based on highlights, that's what I was saying. It depends on what shade of brown. More color analysis oriented. It's like there's different types of brown hair, right? Some you can see like a really red undertone, so maybe they had like red hair or red wings. And then some do have the gold undertone, so maybe they would have a gold wing. And then some are like that dusty brown, where I don't know, maybe they'd have silver wings, blue wings? I don't know. Maybe the magic itself can be a sort of aura along the wings themselves. Or an extension of your desires. Yeah, what are your desires when you're napping though? You're just asleep. My desires are to have good dreams. White like clouds. I don't know, it was like light blue maybe? But I'm wondering if that's like too much going on. But she's already purple. I do need to go back and like add more shading to the skin, but skin is hard. Without a nap. boy howdy, this confetti sure does go on. Oh, haha. Without a nap, I think flying. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's a fun idea. But again, that's more melanin based. But see, if we give her wings, then it matches her hair. So are we leaning into the melanin thing? I don't know. I also gave her like gold highlights. It was $15 worth of. Yeah, that's true. I did like the idea that I had of like adding jewelry to the wings. I feel like you don't see that very often. Like a. But I need to like draw attention to it the more I go along. I'll probably go until the half hour. Mostly the one thing that annoys me about watercolor is that the colors always look so much more intense until they dry, and then I'm like, oh, that's not nearly as dark as I thought it was. But it is the medium in which I have the most coloring experience. These and like the alcohol markers. So the headpat didn't work, not fine, but the confetti did. Obviously, that just means that more people need to skip giving us $1 and just give us 15. I've done a fair bit with acrylics, but I don't really like them. They're too plastic. I've always wanted to learn oil painting, but I've always been super scared of like how long they take to dry. But sometimes when I'm bored or like stressed, I'll just put on the like Bob Ross live stream on YouTube. And it's always been very tempting. Cause like I tried to do that with like, I've done a couple of Bob Ross parties and they're always like following along with acrylic and they don't have the canvas wash that he uses and stuff, so it's like his projects aren't built for a dry canvas like that, so it just never works. But I feel like if I did figure out oil, that would give me the intensity that I want without the plastic of acrylic. I don't know. Well, I've seen some good acrylic paints, but usually if I'm like gobsmacked by something, it tends to be watercolor or oil. Is it your birthday present in oil? The one of Gwendolyn? I don't remember, but if I do remember right, I think it's acrylic. Don't quote me on that. I did that when I was like 15. So I remember it being finished, and I do not remember how it got finished, but I know, like, at least like when I did a single tertiary search on how to oil paint, you have to have like a special thing to add for it to dry or something. I don't know, but it sounded like a mess, and my cat is not quite 2 years old, so that just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen personally. It's a lot of chemicals. It's just always been really frustrating when we do the parties and stuff like that. And I have fun, but I'm like looking at this thing with the acrylic that just dries in like 2 seconds, and I know that the reason all of his blending and stuff works is because it's oil and it hasn't dried yet, and I just get frustrated because I'm like, I could do better than this. I'm like, I know the part is like, it's literally called the joy of painting, right? Like, I need to just get over myself, but I want to do it right. I feel like my trees could be happier if they were oil the way that Bob's were or something. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, like, my main outlet is pencil and ink and stuff, because I don't know how to finish anything ever. But, I don't know. A few months ago I just woke up and I was like, I need to start working on colors again. I was just passively taking in a bunch of information on color theory the whole time, I think, though. Makeup brushes for better blend when I got particularly fed up with it. Yeah. Yeah. The one Bob Ross party that I'm thinking of, though, it was like they were woefully unprepared because everybody showed up, and we had to, you know, dear reader, we had to take a few liberties. And it was fine, I had fun. But I looked at the end result and I was like, I can do better than this, though. I was a little bit frustrated. Cause like he goes fast too, so everybody's like trying to keep up with how fast he was going, and I was like, but I want to pause it and take time and, you know, not speed run it, but oh well. You want me to open VTube Studio again? Okay. That's this one?
Click on yourself.
Me.
Turn yourself a little bit straight. And down. Right, go out there.
Okay. Where are those pictures? Change background. Items. Items. Okay. And I want OBS again. Am I a little bit too far over now? I think I might be a little too far over now.
You just keep the card left.
Is it right here? What, you don't like me flipping out of frame?
Oh.
Man. No fun. The joy of being frustrating. And that might be my TV show. Makeup brushes do a lot of things. They're very handy. I should probably get some, honestly. Makeup brushes and toothbrushes are just like so multi-purpose. Yeah, the sidewalks down here really did a number on poor little Gus, huh? Sorry about that. Like, all things considered, I think the little guy did a great job, but I'm surprised you didn't need more nuts and bolts and whatnots after Key West, though, because, like, honestly, Key West was way worse than, at least to me, than how I experienced Montevideo. That pine kept worrying about, oh, your mom's chair, and I was like, well, it's not Key West. I was basing her wing shape off of one of the Luna moths, and they have the watermelon colored wings. But I don't think that would quite match if her skin is purple. At that point, the green seems a little arbitrary. And I know I'm thinking way too hard about it. It's literally a fictional creature, but, you know. Fair, yeah. And I guess blue wings would make sense, because if her skin is purple, then like obviously blood is going to influence. And if we're hypothetically saying that fairy blood is also red, but again, I don't know. And then we'd strip away the blood and she would be blue, right? Right? It doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter. Thank y'all for bearing with me on my baby's first talkie live stream. I appreciate you holding my hand to make sure I work on this piece. My friend's birthday was on the 22nd, and it is quite late. I got distracted with video games. And by video games, I mean one video game in particular. But I have fun, I look up and I'm like, I'm not having fun anymore very abruptly, and then I also look up and realize that one day has taken an hour and a half, so. Perfect gossamer ring. Maybe. I need to look into that more. What that would look like. I'm not sure. Yes, yes. I will need to do something like that, yes. I'll have to play with it. Day-to-day's a little bit booked up, but... maybe a sapphire for the inside. What I wanted... inside is like much brighter than the outside. I was interpreting that as like the black outsides of the wings. I don't know. And I need to look at some creature wings for reference, perhaps. Since they're outside, that's most likely out of the boat. Yeah, but I would say that this could be the inside of the wing, right? So it would need some help. Navy polo. Hmm. Chartreuse. The creature says he doesn't have any wings? What creature? Chartreuse. What creature? Just for oh, to lose? I mean, no, but his back legs are so furry enough. I wonder if his little fur can become feathers. Carry him away. Now, you still here, Doji? How's your favorite color red if you're red-green colorblind? I have questions. Like, I believe you, I just want to know how that works. Ah, okay. So the crimson is like a true red that you can actually see. Dalton. Okay. I'll have to look that up. Sorry, I was just painting this pillow red and I was just like, wait a minute. No, it sounds fairly minor from what you've explained. I was just suddenly very confused. We had one friend that was pretty severely red-green colorblind, and she found this filter that basically she could match up to be the way that she saw colors. It was extremely strange. I'm so used to. I don't know, it just surprised me like what all it impacted. Like I looked like I don't know, my hair looked almost black. It was interesting. That beast. Tell me about your beast when you're back. I'm only gonna be here for a few more minutes, but I need to know. Compare beast notes. I can send you a picture of our beast later. I feel like that's pretty good then for today. How are you feeling about it? We started with just the hair and one picture. Let me figure out how to turn this again. Huh? And now nope. It goes this way. Hey, welcome in. I was gonna wrap it up for today, but I can hang out for a few extra minutes. How you doing? Illumination, you might be interested in the pinned comments. Lady Lapine and I have started a Discord for tarot and astrology chatting, so please do feel free to join. Oh yeah, thanks. This is a birthday present for a friend of mine who is a DM in Dungeons and Dragons, and this is the fairy that is currently asleep in a glass box that I will add later. I'm not in the group, but she was very excited to tell me all about it, so I figured that it would warrant a picture. Yeah, it's in the pinned comment. Also, if you see Reanimator, that's actually Lady Lapine, because I have hijacked her account, and she also has to hijack mine in exchange. So I did a big post yesterday on the Cancer new moon that was last night, and I already went over this week's astrology stuff over here, but I might type up a little summary on the Discord too, and maybe something to share on YouTube and Instagram for content. But basically, long story short, this week has some overall positive but still kind of manic vibes. A lot of reset, recharge, letting go of stuff from 2025. Happy New Year, by the way. And just be careful not to get in over your head. There's a lot of warning about biting off more than you can chew and such. Oh no, no! Shoot! Let go. It'll work, I'll fix it. Welcome to a year number 1 where we are letting go of things that do not serve us anymore after the year 9 that we have had, and moving on, getting on with it, doing what we need to do. Yeah, I guess so. I was thinking about doing that anyway. I guess I can just kind of lean into it now. Ugh. Ooh, this is stressful. Ooh, stressful. Ooh, winging it. Get it? Because it's a wing? I'm funny. There we go. We'll go with that. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it was a good moon for that. I, unfortunately, instead of doing anything for the full moon, opted to go to bed and enjoy sleeping in for the last time for the week, because I go back to work tomorrow after 2 weeks off. So I was like, I'm gonna go to bed and just enjoy the lack of alarm, and I still woke up at 8 in a bit of a panic because I had to do this. And like, it's been fine. I just get nervous. Okay, now the wing is translucent. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, right? No, I'm definitely not knocking it. I needed the break. But, you know, it's that last day of summer kind of feeling before you go back to school and you have to go back to the routine and stuff. And with work being as upheaved as it was literally the week before break, I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I've been having like work stress dreams and stuff. But I will figure it out. I always do. The last night, the dream was a work stress dream, but it also did involve domesticating a couple of bears, so that was fun. They were tiny bears. But for some reason, all of my team at work decided to have a meeting in the back shed that we used to have in that giant house that you'll remember, Illuminacion. We had a big back shed and they like cleared out all of, I guess, my grandfather's power tools. I don't know. It was weird. And they were having a meeting. And I was trying to get back to my house, which was just a few steps away. They were like, watch out for the bears. And so we ran into the bears. And I went back inside, up the stairs in the back porch. And I grabbed Toulouse. And I waved Toulouse in front of the bears going, act more like this. And then they started acting like cats, and suddenly I had domesticated bears. I don't know, it was weird. Like, we had bobcats in that little thicket in the back, but we didn't have bears. So I don't quite know where they came from, but... I know you yearn for bears. You do love a bear, though. Oh yeah. Take care. I'll talk to you soon, sweetie. On that note, I reckon we can dip too. I just wanted to make sure that Illuminacion didn't feel ignored. We're at 1:30. It's been 2.5 hours, I suppose, more or less. If you need anything, you can find me on the Discord. I will be happy to answer any questions or just generally hang out. And then otherwise, I will see y'all later and have a good week. We'll be back here same time next Sunday. Holler if you need me. Yep, there you go. That's how I always end things anyway. So, talk to you later.